What is going on, everyone? I'm Jay Bryan,
I'm here. Well,
and we want to welcome you to another edition of the Attention Span Podcast. So, me and my bro just got on here, you know, the the great ones. We just got on here, and he was going to tell me how his day has been going for our normal check-in. But I was like, hold on, don't tell me yet. Tell me on the podcast so we can get it in perpetuity. We can get it out there for the world to hear. So, how's everything been going, man?
been good, man. I had a good day so far. Been feeling good, just working on all my businesses and stuff like that, getting everything straight, and really been trying to renovate the apartment and stuff, get everything just looking nice and clean. And that's about it, man. Everything's going good. What about you?
Awesome. My day's been pretty good. Uh, Pulled a muscle working out a few days ago. It was odd. It was a weird muscle because I was doing like a kind of like a bend forward exercise where you bend down, touch your toe with your opposite hand, and it pulled like a muscle on my side over here. And so I don't know what muscle it is. It's like the left side of my back towards the top. I don't know,
Yeah,
but it's a weird muscle. But I can't. It's hard to reach too far
it
with my
hurt.
left hand. It didn't hurt at the time. Felt like a normal workout, but
Yeah,
I guess I overdid it. Maybe I was doing minimal stuff, but I don't know. Just started hurting later on in the day. I was like, what the heck? And then I was trying to figure out. I was doing my workout again in my head, like which exercise did this? And I was just bending down to do that exercise, and I was like, oh, it. So it hurt, but it happens. It happens.
yeah, you're going.
Just gotta keep on going, and of course, I'm giving it time to get better and heal, so we can get back started with it. Um, yeah, man. So I want to get into our topic today. I want to talk about something that's had my attention for a while, and Jared, I know it's had your attention as well. We know this stuff well. I promise you, me and you both know this topic well. I want to talk about working a 9 to 5 and entrepreneurship. Working a 9 to 5 in entrepreneurship. I was, I've always had, I won't say I've always been entrepreneurial, but I've always enjoyed growing. I've always wanted the next level, the next thing. I guess you could call it shiny object syndrome, but not in the bad way. I just wanted to reach another level, no matter what it was in. So, same thing kind of applies to me and my job. I work a 9 to 5 right now, but I know, and once I found out that there was a way I could earn more money to be able to do the things that I want to do, and it involved being on a completely different quadrant, if you will, or part of earning income than the 9 to 5 method. Uh, my mind switched immediately. Once I'm exposed to something, it's hard to turn back.
Right now, wait. Go.
It's very hard to turn back.
Uh,
So, Jared, have you found that in your experience? Just that entrepreneurship, 9 to 5. I know my wife enjoys the 9 to 5 life. She really enjoys it. She enjoys the her job, her benefits. I mean, she loves what she does. There's nothing wrong with either point of view. But how's that been? How's that journey been for you? Talk to me about that.
I've learned that it's definitely easier. It's an easier route to take orders from somebody. There's pros and cons to both, to being an entrepreneur and an employee. Being an employee, you have the factor of you have to listen to somebody and do what they say whenever they say what they say, but you have the responsibilities of running the overall business, and you're not the end all be all. And by that I mean, no matter what happens, you're not going to be in trouble as long as you don't make a mistake. But if you're the entrepreneur and you're running the whole operation, then no matter what happens, you have to be in charge. You're the buck stops there essentially. So um, always looking for a way out, always looking for something one up and just to be in charge, because I would rather have that pressure on me, because I really feel like in corporate America, you either, this is really what I feel like. I feel like you either take your licks early on or you suffer the consequences later on. And those are your two options. You either listen to somebody now, or you either listen to yourself now, or you listen to yourself later when it's too late. And you can't move your body to do the things you want to do with yourself when you're telling yourself that you want to still keep on trying.
Do you feel like one is, in your personal opinion, you feel like one is better than the other?
Entrepreneurship, 100%. I think it's always better to chase your dreams and be forward thinking. And I feel like entrepreneurship is a way to take care of not only yourself, as a 9 to 5 will most of the time take care of you, but I think entrepreneurship, you can take care of the people around you more. It's just a better option as far as taking care of the people around you, because that's where the money's found, in the gray areas. It's not in the black and white. It's in those areas that nobody wants to go and discover and innovate. You know.
Okay, dude's a philosopher. This dude is in the gray area. All right, so but you can do all that same stuff. You can take care of your family. You can chase your dreams and a corporate job.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just think entrepreneurship is definitely a better path towards that, in my personal opinion, what
Yeah,
I've seen.
yeah, yeah. Talk about your own journey, man. I know you work a 9 to 5, even though it's not traditional like 9 to 5. You kind of work one, and you're an entrepreneur at the same time. So, what's that journey been like for you personally?
Yeah, man, it's been a progression. I mean, I started off at Val's Marketplace in Byron, Mississippi. And I did that for a while. And man, I used to go in there just crying and inside, like my soul was like, Jared, why are we doing this another day? You know, it's the house where you wake up and you're just like, why am I doing this? Like, why is my life dedicated to something? I'm building somebody else's dream and I feel like a failure. Now I'm just playing. But seriously though, that's how it feels though. You have those like fights with yourself. And I actually saw a meme, bro, this past like week that hit it spot on. It was like it was like something. It was basically saying like the conversation we have with ourselves every day before we go to work. Like, uh, I don't want to go, but I'm gonna go anyway. But you don't want to go. And it's like we have those internal conversations, and that's what those jobs do. They really like keep us like locked in to those mindsets of like, I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it's something that, you know what I'm saying. I feel like I've been trained. And if you even look at the school time is essentially from 8 to about 3 o'clock, which is what, that's 8 to 12, 3. So that's about a 4 7 hour shift. So it's almost training you for that 9 to 5 mentality. And I feel like 9 to 5 is just, it's just not that for me, man. And I've just progressed from Valves to Coca-Cola beverage company, to Flowers Baking Company, the bread company, and I've just seen the growth and the maturity that comes with being an entrepreneur, and that's pretty much where I'm at on.
That's awesome, man. That's amazing. Um, yeah, I think my journey has been kind of similar in the sense that when I first found out about getting a job, I mean, I was told, I mean, we lived in the same house, obviously, but we were told, get a job, go to college, get a job, move up in life. That's the way to do it. And not that that's wrong. You can move up in life with a job. Um, and of course, there are caveats to that, as there are anything. But I would say that's what we were told. And I did that. I started working at a department store in Byron, Mississippi when I think I was 15 at the time. And I did everything my mom told me to do. I dressed up, went up there, put in my application. She told me, she gave me the keys to get a job, and I followed those, and I got it. And I worked. I was a hard worker. They told me I was really good. The lady even told my mom, my manager, her name was Miss Stephanie. She even told my mom, she was like, he's a great worker, and It was great because I took that information and I ran with it, and where I was at that point in life. And as I got older, I continued to work jobs. Of course, I went to college, um, worked for a while in college, and then what ended up happening was crazy. I finished college, and then I entered kind of the my big boy job, if you will, and that was in Memphis, Tennessee. And I was still working at that time. I was still working and just working hard, pouring into my job. And that's, again, that's great. What happened was, though, my one of our other brothers, we'll probably have to get him on here one day. One of our other brothers, Jeremy, he actually reintroduced me to personal development books, seminars. These are things that I enjoyed all my life. I always found interest in them, but never dove deep into them. But I started doing this at 22. He also introduced me to the network marketing industry, which is entrepreneurial at its core. So I joined a network marketing company, and that's when I began to see potential. Now, I didn't necessarily, blow it out the frame where I was killing it. I made a couple of sales, but the skills I learned and the I saw, that was the first time I actually saw in person, like, wealthy people that I knew were wealthy, that I knew were millionaires, or at least I believe they were based on what I'd seen. Um, and just seeing that made something click for me. Even though I didn't necessarily succeed, quote unquote, making money in network marketing, I learned so many skills. I learned sales. I learned direct selling, indirect selling. I learned marketing. I learned how to prospect someone to see if someone's a good fit for you. I learned how to handle rejection. A lot of stuff I learned that was worth way more than making money there. And it applies to all parts of life. It even applied to my job as well. I was able to use some of those same skills when I communicated, when I did different things like that. So it ended up being a big, big help. And I was able to see, oh, entrepreneurship, this is a really good way to make it. But I didn't necessarily succeed money wise. So I took those skills and I kept working and kept working. But because I had seen what it could look like to be a multimillionaire, my mind didn't go back. It never went back to full-fledged employee. I decided to pour more into my own personal growth. Jim Rohn, one of the, I guess you can call him the forefathers of modern personal development, he said, I'm paraphrasing because I have to actually look it up for the exact quote, but he says, hold on a second, actually, I can pull it up because I'm on the dang computer. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It says, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. Income seldom exceeds personal development. So he said that, and that kind of mentality always stuck with me. So I began to really work on myself. I began to work on stuff I had weaknesses on. Not that all my weaknesses are gone, but that's when I really started to move up in life as far as my network, who I knew, how I could communicate, how I approach things, my mindset. Um, and I want to reiterate that I had struggles still, and I still do struggle with things, but I was able to solve and resolve a lot of problems and grow a lot as a person by just working on myself. And that included my vision and my approach to entrepreneurship. I was able to read the right books, meet the right people, just be exposed to the right things, start to grow. To now, at this point today, as you all know, our listeners know, I am a learner engagement specialist. I do own a speaking, consulting, training company, and I do go into organizations. I work with learning and development teams and help them with their learner engagement. And I know how to market that, and I know how to, push those positive ideas and those positive results into other people's lives because of the skills I learned. Not necessarily at my 9 to 5, but in entrepreneurship, in my journey in entrepreneurship. So my journey has been heavily lean towards entrepreneurship. And there's no cap. I think one of the biggest things I like about entrepreneurship is there's no cap on it. Like there's literally no cap on the money you can make.
Yeah.
There's no cap on how big you can scale your business. Um, I'm somebody who uh, just naturally, because of how I grew up, how I approach things, oldest child syndrome, I'm very, um, I do fine with authority. I do fine with somebody telling me exactly what I need to do. I do great in the employee mindset. It really doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that something that's even more important to me than listening to authority and supporting is being able to have the freedom that I want. That's not even higher value to me. And I can't necessarily do that as much as I want at a 9 to 5. Not that it's not valuable, not that it's not helping me to feed my family. It is. We got insurance, we have benefits. Amazing. I love it and I'm grateful. But there's a cap. There's a cap on how far I can go. There's a cap on, sorry, I hear my wife talking to my daughter on the camera in her room. She's talking to her through the camera on the app on her phone. So both my kids up from their nap. But to continue on going, it's there's a cap. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's a whole different story. There's no cap. There's a lot more risk, but there's no cap. And I like that I have the freedom to move as I see fit. If I don't want to do something, I don't have to do it. If I want to make more money, I just have to figure out how to provide more service. That doesn't mean spend more time hourly. It doesn't mean that. How can I provide more service to more people? Okay. So that's my thoughts on it. So, Jared, I'm wondering, do you feel like, what do you feel like some of the biggest struggles of entrepreneurship that you found? What are some of the biggest struggles?
I found that just keeping a keeping a positive attitude, because I'm a firm believer and it's about the journey, not the destination. And just staying on that journey and keeping a great attitude, always being upbeat about it. Not necessarily feeling upbeat all the time, but just always keeping a balance, because I'm a firm believer also in balancing out your emotions. And one thing I noticed about myself is being on that journey, it's been hard sometimes to keep myself engaged at the highest levels, because my focus is directly related to my emotions a lot of times. Because if I'm coming in and I'm feeling kind of like, what I'm saying, iffy or not feeling my best self, that it reflects in my focus and how I'm focusing on what I'm supposed to be doing. And so besides focus and I'm sorry, besides being the journey, uh some of the biggest hurdles you see in entrepreneurship would have to be um um dealing with people, man. I'm not the biggest people person, and I find that be I find that I have to be my best self, and trying to deal with people and trying to figure out how to treat people and keep people on that line and string, because everybody deserves to have the best you at all times. So no matter how you're feeling, they deserve the best you. So socially, I think that's a hurdle for me personally when it comes to entrepreneurship. I mean, yeah, when it comes to entrepreneurship. But to be honest, bro, it all ties together, man. It's good days and it's bad days. It's just that's what you sign up for when you sign up to be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Probably more so than being an employee, because it all falls back on you. Always, always. And there is no looking to the left or right for help. You are the help. You know what I'm saying? You look yourself in the mirror and you say, "Let's go," and you keep going. And that's where I'm at on it, man. It's all copacetic though in the end, man. You just keep your head up, keep going.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, I found that one of my struggles was just following one path. I can easily, I learn things. One of my gifts is how quickly I can learn something, because I'll dive deep into something fast. So let's say I want to learn video editing right now. I will go and learn everything I can. I'll dive into the industry, see who the top dogs are, see what some of the techniques are. I'll start learning terminology. What equipment do I need? How do you start off? And I'll be on my journey. I'll start posting edited videos within a week or something, and then I'll be following that path. Then something else comes along, and I'm like, oh, this looks like it'd be pretty good. So it's kind of it's I always have to watch out for that. I mean, I've had to for a long time.
Any
I'm
object syndrome.
yeah, I'm very, very susceptible to jumping ship to something else, just trying to chase that next big thing. I'm very susceptible to that. And I'm aware of that. So I always have to, watch out, be aware of that's in me, that I can be impulsive sometimes like that. So I have to really, really focus on sticking with what I'm doing. I have to stay persistent. And it takes effort to do that. But I know that's what it takes to grow something to that high level like that. So it's definitely that's definitely a struggle of mine. It's definitely a struggle of
What else?
mine.
What else? Give me one. Give me one more.
So another struggle of mine is um, paralysis of analysis. So if I get sometimes I've been so caught up on getting information that I don't actually take action, and I'm nervous that it won't be perfect. I'm what's called a recovering perfectionist. I used to be a perfectionist. I'm not anymore. I'm more so leaning to the action side of myself these days. And we all have both sides in us. We have the thinker side, we have the action side of us. And I actually have a high amount of both in me, but I'll always lean more so and relied on my thinker side more so than actually taking action. So I would get information, I would know how to do it, but I wouldn't necessarily take action quickly as needed or as fast as needed. And that was a big struggle for me. And sometimes it still is at times. I have to catch myself. Hey, you need to move on this. Set the time you're going to do it, take care of it. Like, even if it doesn't have to be perfect. That's why I tell myself, Justin, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's my actual name, you all. I say, Justin, it doesn't have to be perfect. Get it done. Just get it done. Who cares? What would you rather have happen? Would you rather, uh, if you were to die today, and of course it's an extreme example, but if you were to die today, would you want to just have known the information, or would you want to have actually implemented and taken action on the information? Which one? And I always say, I've never said I just wanted to know. I always say I wanted to have implemented, even if it was terrible. I'd rather have tried it and messed it up, botched it completely. So that's another struggle, paralysis of analysis that I always have to watch out for. So, um, but yeah, man, we're coming up on the end. You all, hopefully, you all have been able to get some nuggets out of this. Um, so let's updates. Let's hear some updates. Jared, Magnolia Lawn Solutions. How's that going?
Good, man. Our profits are driving up. It's we're taking it slow and steady. We're going, we're taking the ship slow and steady, and we're just pacing ourselves. Our customer base is growing. We're taking it one day at a time, and we're not getting too overly confident. We're not getting too, what I'm saying, too under the radar about it. We're staying on top of things. But as far as announcements, yeah, everything's going well, man. Everything's going well, Magnolia Lawn. And if y'all don't know, that's my lawn care company. It's you can find us at www.magnolialawnms.com. That is www.magnolialawnms.com. We're based out of Central Mississippi. We service Flowood, Clinton, Jackson, Byram, Mississippi. So if you would like to contact us, just go to their website, or you can call us at 601-249-9140. One more time, that's 601-249-9140. And that's all I have.
Awesome. Awesome. So you all, man, got a couple of things coming down the pipeline. Um, so for me, you all know I'm Jay Bryan. I'm a learner engagement specialist and corporate trainer. I work with learning and development organizations, learning and development professionals to retain talent, to help them provide more ROI to their organization, and of course to make more money for themselves. Um, you can find me at www.jbryanspeaks.com. Again, that's www.jbryanspeaks.com. jaybrian speaks.com. You can also email me at info@jbryanspeaks.com. Again, that's info@jbryanspeaks.com. If you are somebody who works with adults, educating them, whether you're like let's say you're a GED teacher or you teach, you're a corporate trainer or anything like that. There, wow, that hurt. My side just hurt. There's a there's an event coming in a couple of weeks, you all. It's called the Download. It's free of charge. It's put on by a company called Torrance Learning. I'll be speaking there. I'll be doing a session on virtual engagement, how to increase virtual engagement. So it's going to be taking place on May 13th between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern time. I will have the link. It's free of charge. I'll make sure and put the link in the show notes for you to register. Free of charge. A lot of great sessions happening. Not going to read out the whole schedule, but I'll be speaking there. I'll be doing a session. So if you're somebody who works with adults, you educate people, you're a corporate trainer, anything like that, this will be helpful to you, especially in this new virtual world. You know, we had to make a sudden shift when COVID hit. Everybody had to make a sudden shift, and you saw 18 to 20% drop in people attending training classes immediately as soon as COVID hit. And we had to go virtual. We had to go virtual. People thought at first that it was amazing, the next big thing, and it is. It has always been, but it's a whole different ball game because now you're expected to teach, engage in the same way, but in a different place. You need to apply those. You have to get the same results out of your class, but at a different in a different world, if you will. So again, it's called the Download, and we'll have the link for that. So again, I'm Jay Bryan.
Here in Washington.
This has been the Attention Span Podcast. Y'all make sure to subscribe, leave us a review, comment, or I'm sorry, let me be specific. Subscribe because this is on YouTube. You need to subscribe, leave us a comment, hit that bell for notifications so you'll see when our episodes post. You all have a great one. Peace.